What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to mine Ironfish because they just had a fork on their mainnet to their new algorithm, fishhash. Now, depending when you are watching this, it may not have forked yet, but everything will remain exactly the same. So why did they actually fork? The reason is to remove all them FPGAs and move it all over to mostly GPUs, as well as some other tweaking that's going on in the blockchain. So with mining any coin, the first thing you are going to need is your wallet to mine to so you can receive your coins. It's always recommended never mine to an exchange, especially after hard forks. Everything's going to be completely messed up. So you're going to need the latest version of the wallet. It is currently the beta 3.01, and if you have an older version, it should say right up top, you need to update. Please click here. It'll automatically download it and do it all on its own. So it's a really easy process. If you don't yet have a wallet and you're new to Ironfish, I will have a link for everything down in the description. Once you do get your wallet all up here, you know you're going to create it and just hit your receiving address right here, and this is your public address that you're going to mine to. This is what we're going to use in our miner. Next on the list, you're going to need a miner. Now, depending on your hardware will determine what you're going to use. Now, Regal Miner only supports NVIDIA GPUs, and they have this fishhash added into here. LOL Miner does support both NVIDIA as well as AMD cards, and they do support the latest algorithm. And then you also got SRB Miner, which does support NVIDIA as well as AMD as well, and they are also supporting the new Ironfish algorithm. So because most of my GPUs are in fact NVIDIA cards, I am going to be using Regal Miner. But there is a guide here if you like to read how to do things for all three of these miners by simply copy and pasting these command lines over for Ironfish. And of course, you're going to need a mining pool. And today we're going to be using Hero Miners, which is the sponsor of today's video. They support all three miners, and all these parameters are exactly the same once the fork goes live. So nothing will change. You can continue to mine from the old algo onto the new algo. More on that in a minute. Alright guys, so once you do extract Regal Miner, you're going to come down and see a bunch of bat files. Here you'll see an iron and iron fork. So let's just kind of look at those right quick. This is the iron fork. This is happening if you're mining before the fork. As you can see, here's the command, enable fork. That means when the fork happens, it'll automatically switch over to the fork. Now, I'm not going to be using this bat file. I think it's going to confuse a lot of people. It has the overclock settings and everything in it. I like to use the LOL Miner GUI for my overclocking. It makes everything nice and easy. So we're not even going to use the iron fork bat file. We're coming into this one right here, which is just your standard iron bat file right there. And when we bring that up, we can see it already has the fishhash algorithm in it. So there's something to keep in mind when you're watching this video and, you know, the time frame of this hard fork. So most likely at the time of you guys watching this, the hard fork already happened. So this is how we're going to set this up right now to mine the new fork here on fishhash. We can see algorithm fishhash is here. We got to adjust our pool parameter. It is on DE. I'm from Canada, Western Canada, so I need a Western US server. And for this, I'm going to go into the pool here, and we can see North America, West USA. So I'm actually going to copy this stratum right here, right click, copy, bring up my bat file, and change those parameters right here for the closest one to me. You always want to choose your closest stratum. Next up, we're going to have to add our wallet address into here. So for our wallet address, again, we're going to go into our wallet, click on our receiving address, and copy this public address you see right here. So we're just going to bring up this, put in my wallet address, bring that back, paste that in right there, and then we're going to need my rig. So my worker name here is going to be RabidWS, and I'm going to save this. File, save. Now, if you are mining Ironfish before the fork, trying to get ready so it swaps automatically, there's two things you're going to have to do. At the end of this bat file here, you're going to paste in this command, -- enable -fork. This will tell it that it's automatically forking over and it's going to switch by itself. The pool is set up to do this, and you're also going to have to adjust the algorithm because we're not on fishhash yet. We're actually still on Ironfish. You're going to have to change this to Ironfish. So having it like this will mine the current algorithm before the fork, depending on the time when you're watching this video. And when the fork happens, it'll automatically switch and begin mining ASAP at the fork on the fishhash algorithm. So now we're going to need to set some overclock settings. If you're not sure where to go with, hashrate.no does have some nice baseline overclocks to start with, and then you can tweak your own GPUs based on that. And here for the RTX 4090, it is saying a core offset of 300, a core clock of 2595, and a memory clock of 810. Now this is on the current algorithm of Ironfish, not fishhash yet. Fishhash changes does sound like it's more Ethereum level type of stuff. There's more memory involved, so I do believe this is going to use more power than it currently is. It's not going to be as efficient, but it's going to be GPU only, so you're not going to be locking your memory anymore. But these overclocks will change, I imagine, once fishhash does be emerged on hashrate.no, so it's still a nice reference point for everything moving forward. So to actually set my overclocks, I mentioned earlier, I like to use LOL Miner GUI. You simply come to this right here, right click on it, and run it as an administrator. That will bring up this right here, and then you just put a check mark on the settings you want to change here. This is your memory lock, 810, because we're not yet on fishhash. We are on Ironfish still. So I'm locking my memory at 810. I got a core offset of 300, and I'm locking my core at 2400. You simply hit the apply OC. You can double check it with Windows Afterburner, which you can see right here, the MSI Afterburner. I'm at 2400 locked, 810 locked on my memory there, and my overclocks are applied. So now all we got to do is run that bat file, and we should begin mining in Windows. So we set up this iron here. I'm just going to run through it again right quick so everybody is aware of what's going on here. You can see Regal. Ironfish is the current algorithm before the fork is happening. I'm on US Ironfish Hero Miners, 1145 for the port. This is my wallet address. Worker name is Rabid WS, and here I have enable fork. That way when the fork happens, it'll automatically switch over. So I'm going to file, save this, close it out, and run this miner. Click. There we go. We can see it's connecting to everything. We just found a share. It is mining away to Ironfish. All right, guys. So here I am at the pool. I put my wallet address in the little section right here, and you can see we are detected. It only took about 30 seconds. Hero Miners is pretty fast at detecting your rigs. Now, remember, at fork time, we don't need to run this anymore. This is going to auto fork over into Ironfish. But if you are watching this video and the fork happened, which most likely you will be, you do not need this command here, and you're going to adjust the algorithm and put this into fishhash like so. There we go. Now you can see regal.exe. We're using the algorithm fishhash, exact same pool parameters, exact same wallet address, worker name. Save this, and you're good to go, and you will be mining Ironfish on the new forked algorithm with no FPGA, so hopefully that difficulty is low and we're making bank. All right, so now let's show you how to get this done in HiveOS. First thing you're gonna need is your wallet here. So you're gonna click on the wallet tab up top, add your wallet, and then type coin in the ticker. We're going to go with Iron in this case because this is Ironfish, and then paste your wallet address in here, and then name it whatever you want, web GUI, web wallet, whatever type of wallet you're using, or something you won't forget, and then simply hit that create button. Now we're going to set up our flight sheet. So we're going to pick our coin. It is Iron. Select there. Wallet. Mine is no box Iron. You can see I have all sorts of different ones. I'm going with the Ironfish GUI right here. Pool, we're going to be utilizing Hero Miners. This is in by default, so we're just going to select USA West right here. Apply those changes. Miner, we're going to pick Regal Miner right there, and then name this whatever you want. So I'm going to go Ironfish GPU, and then we're going to set up our miner config. Now, most of the parameters are here by default. You can set overclocks. When it comes to HiveOS, I do set the overclocks in the miner in this case. Now again, depending when you're watching this, you're going to want to change the hash algorithm. Now most likely, most of you watching this, the fork has happened. Right now it's defaulted to Ironfish. I imagine this will start defaulting over to fishhash, but if it does say Ironfish, you will have to switch it to fishhash like so. Everything else is still the same. Now we can do our overclock settings. All right, so again, just like what I did in Windows for the 4090, I'm looking at the RTX 3070 here. That's what's on my test bench for the current algorithm of Ironfish. And you can see these are the parameters, and these will need to be changed once the fork goes live. So I'm just going to copy these, come back into here, and I'm just going to paste these in like so. Now, I do like to have them all individual like this, so I do recommend deleting the backspace in between each one, hitting enter, and having them all in a line like this. Now, At the fork time, as I mentioned, this is going to be more memory based, so we're not going to be locking our core at 810 here. So, you know, we might have to lock it at something like 5001, or you're going to have to do a whole bunch of testing to figure out what's best for the GPUs that you do have. But right now, we're still not forked, so these are the settings we're going to roll with for current Ironfish. And I'm going to have to adjust this back into Ironfish right here from fishhash because the fork hasn't happened yet. And then I'm going to come in and add this command right here to enable fork. This will allow it to automatically switch to the new algorithm when it does fork. But keep in mind, because the settings are going to change as well, you're not going to be hashing too great at fork time because we got to kind of change our core around a little bit as well as give ourselves more memory to maximize that hash rate. Once you're done all this though, you're going to simply hit apply changes, create that flight sheet, and then we're going to send that flight sheet to the moon. So by coming into here, you're just going to go to your workers here. You're going to select a worker. Down here is my test bench. You're also going to make sure you are up to date in Hive, or you won't have the latest miner versions to even run it on these algorithms. So we're going to hit the flight sheet here. And if we scroll down, we should see that Ironfish is here. So I'm simply going to hit that rocket ship and we should begin mining. And now checking in at the pool, you can see test bench is now detected. So everything's looking good here. We're mining away on Ironfish. Now this is still before the fork is actually happening. So when we go into here and edit this, we do have it set up to automatically enable that fork so the fork happens. But I do want to remind you, if you don't want to do this and the fork already happened, obviously you're just going to come into your Ironfish here and adjust it over to fishhash. And you're also going to want to come down here and remove this enable fork command because it will not work once that's in here. So hopefully this does get you up and running depending on the timeline of when you move over to Ironfish, whether you're getting ready for the fork or the fork already happened. Alright everyone, thank you for checking out this video. Hopefully it did help you get up and running on Ironfish again since the fork moving to fishhash. And this also is supposed to remove all them FPGAs, so it is now strictly GPU mining only, so the profitability should technically be higher unless too much hash rate overcomes it. So thank you for checking this out. I will see you on the next one. Rabid out.